Good morning, everyone! It's a really special day today, ladies and gentlemen. The entire team of Rapid Pro Consulting is here today to introduce each and every one of us. I'm going to head on to the boss of Rapid Pro Consulting, Mr. Farooq.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a special day. I better take these off. I think you know what the theme is all about. Right, so let me introduce my team to you. Of course, you've seen some of the faces already, but some might be new to you. So here we go. First of all, it's Andrew. Andrew is Head of Development, and he's here today looking chic, as always. Look at that. And then we've got Head of Design right at the end. That's Leah. And then moving along, we've got Mr. JT, Jintian. Jintian is head of everything. So, and of course, there's me. My name is Farooq, and I am head of heads. Okay.
And don't forget, we have our head of MC quiz, So his name is, coincidentally also called MC, so we call him the one MC,
Yes.
For the quiz. So head of quiz, MC.
Exactly. So guys, we are all here today. We are really excited to be here because today's a really special episode, guys. Because we are going to bring back everyone who's going to be sharing with us of their success stories and how we can make it reality for today.
Yeah, for those of you who've been dedicated to this channel and been turning up on Tuesday mornings would have seen that we've had 7 guests already.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, these are incredibly successful agents who are willing to come and share with you. Why? Because they want you to be successful. And they've got some great tips for Allianz Business Shield. Absolutely. And the ideas that they shared with you are ideas that you can implement as fast as possible to see great results. Okay, so today, the guys are going to help me to get these messages across to you. We're going to analyze what they are trying to say to you and help you to get started. So
for today, for roughly more than 1 hour, we are going to revisit all the 7 successful agents that we have interviewed so far. We're going to go through one by one again and then give you the key highlights, key summary, and key message that hope that, is make it easier for you to understand and for you to take it away later in the day. But for now, give us all the love, type awesome in the chat box. How do we do? Today we purposely wear this for you, just to impress you. Are you impressed now? Give us a love, give us a like.
So guys, without further ado, let's start the session. So type Allianz in the chat box if you are ready. And we are going to kickstart with the Quiz Master MC1.
Yeah.
MC.
Alright,
Yes.
so stay tuned, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I am again, today dressing a little more handsome. I want you to remember me, the person who gives out the prize. So that's why I keep doing the quiz thing and leave the hard stuff to my colleagues, the other heads. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for today's quiz session? So without further ado, let's go into it. So once again, I would like to explain the rules of the quiz. Before that, remember we have 3 quizzes, the early bird, the popcorn muncher, and also the sunset viewer. So what is the rules again? I think the first and foremost very important rule is that the winners are chosen randomly by the computer. So it's not because you are fast or because you are slow. So whether you are slow or you are fast, as long as you answer, you have the chance to win the 50 ringgit GrabFood voucher. So each and every question, there will be 3 vouchers to be won. So 3 questions, that mean 9 winners. So are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Without further ado, let's go on to the first question of the day, early bird. So, which of the following benefits is not covered under Electronic Shield Insurance? I repeat the question. Which of the following benefit is not covered under Electronic Shield Insurance? We have A, electronic damage, B, data media cover, C, increased cost of working, and D, plate glass. So ladies and gentlemen, what is the correct answer? Apakah jawapan anda? Very exciting morning. Whew, I'm feeling people answering the questions. So which one is not covered under electronic shield insurance? The answers are coming in. The answers are coming in. What are the answers? Do you want the 50 ringgit Grab voucher? Have a lot of nice food, courtesy of Allianz? I see the questions coming in. The answers are coming in. Some we have the right answer. Some you have the not so right answer. So the computers are generating the winners randomly, ladies and gentlemen. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Just one more and I'm ready to announce today's first 3 lucky winners. So ladies and gentlemen, the answer for this question is plate glass. Okay? So remember, plate glass is not covered under electronic shield insurance. So whatever you see there, the other 3, that is covered under electronic shield insurance. Okay? So are you ready to announce the winner? The number 1 winner is called Fahana Chehya. Woo! First winner of the day, very good. And the second one is called PD Banhin. Woo! Second winner of the day. And lastly is Janie T. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to all the 3 winners. Once again, I would like to announce their name. Fahana Chehya, PD Banhin, and Janie T. Now, all of you, what you have to do is message Shi Yun Heng, your agent code. Okay? Sorry. Today is a different person. We have to PM Daniel Chu, right? Daniel Chu. So all of you 3 winners, PM Daniel Chu, your agent code, your mobile number, and also your email address. So can't wait for the exciting next session, right? So let's move on, and I'll see you again in the next quiz question, the popcorn munch.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on a very, very special ABS success story sharing itself. So the reason why we are all here today is because we are actually recapping of the 7 agents we have interviewed. And I had the great honor of bringing on the first agent that we interviewed, none other than, of course, Haji Rizwan. So guys, for all of you who did join us on that session itself, may I ask you to please just write the word Rizwan in the chat box so that I know how many of you actually did see the session itself. Okay? So this was the first agent we brought forth from the northern region, and I have to say that this was a really, truly mesmerizing agent who actually brought a lot of value to the session itself. So if you can just recall back, right guys, we call him the all-in-one holistic agent. One of the reasons is because of his ability to network among the communities that he was involved in. You know, remember he was sharing about how he was involved in his Muslim association, the local communities around him, the business committees, and all of this has managed to make him a really phenomenal agent in their eyes when he started to provide advice and started to educate them on the business insurance. Yep, so fantastic. I see quite a lot of us have managed to see this show itself. So great that I see you guys back here today. So one of the things, guys, I just want to share with you about the fact that he was somebody who also was giving a lot of insights towards the loophole of the business insurance itself. You know, highlighting the fact that there were many clients who, you know, were not insured under the right PM code, or some of them did not have enough insurance because, you know, they only had the basic fire. And that's when he started to talk about the investment you invested in, because, you know, you're not just investing in the building itself, but you also got your equipment, your renovation, your stocks. And this is where he said, you know what? Why not let me have a chance to advise you accordingly? Let me give you a free quote on that matter, and I can help you now. And one of the things, guys, I just want to bring forth today, especially in one of the things he mentioned during the session itself, was the fact that he likes to make it really affordable. Okay, sorry, just let me stand aside. He make it really affordable and to the premium itself and try to divide it by 365 days. Yes, I mean, think about it, guys, because this is one thing that Encik Rizwan did highlight, especially when we talk about adding more insurance, adding the various benefits inside the ABS. And sometimes clients may come out with the objection of, hey, very pricey lah, you know, how do you overcome it? So here, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a video that I'm going to showcase to you of recapping what Haji Rezwan said on the day itself. All right, so watch the video itself. Talk about the
Okay, so apparently we are having some technical sound difficulty. I think Facebook don't want to hear your voice, JT, for today because you'll be missing. You're missing for 2 days.
No. We'll do 3, 6, 5. Okay, 3, do 6, and do 5. 3, 6, 5.
3, 6, 5. Oh, okay. Okay. So, is it okay, you know? Okay.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Okay, sound check.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Sound check. If yes, type now. Type yes in the chat box.
Yeah, okay now, sir. Somebody said okay now. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so guys, Haji Rizwan, fantastic presentation about how he engages people. And the way he engages them is to help them to understand the value of Allianz Business Shield. And when they hear the premium, then what he does, he makes the premiums very affordable. And the man is back.
All right, can you hear me now, guys?
What happened? What happened?
Sound check, testing. Oh boy, paiseh lah, you know. I so long never come back. That is why I didn't come back yet. All right, I think you guys miss me too much already. That's why. All right. Sorry. Do we want to play the video again? Do we need to play the video again?
The video okay?
Play the video again, yeah. All right. So guys, oh, my voice is so. All right. Yeah. Okay. So. No need. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next person. Okay. So, we're gonna go with Madam Goi.
When we talk about the various coverages, as you mentioned, which are essential.
Calculation 1000 divided by 365 days, how much is one day?
1000 divided by 365 days. 36.
You divide by 365 days, one day it costs only $2.73.
Yeah.
If you can't afford $2.73, if the fire comes, everything go bust. So from your expenses, every day add $2.73. If the premium is $5,000, divided by 365 days. If it's $5,000, definitely the business is big, you know.
I know from where. Petty cash. Petty cash.
I always tell them, hey, you are going to invest a very small amount to protect your big amount. Take it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Don't take it on 5,000 as a volume. You
Yeah.
can never win this situation. Nobody can win. It's very expensive. But you do it this way. It'll be very much cheap. You calculate and see. Only the first year it'll be a problem. The following year, you start putting money every day, then that's it, solved.
So,
Most of my customers buy this idea.
when we talk about the various
So, sorry for the technical difficulties because we really want to show you the video, because the video carry very important messages. Okay, so just to double check, is the sound okay now for you? If yes, type yes in the chat box, because we really want to share you the video. So now, I'm going to share with you another successful agent that we have interviewed previously, which is Madam Gui Chuan Hua. So here we call her the professional solution provider. So now, Madam Gui, she came from a humble beginning, she emphasized how she runs her business, she emphasized on industry professionalism. She takes her insurance business very seriously. She wants to project a very professional lady in front of her eyes of her customers. And and she also do general, she also do life. And you know what? Her way of prospecting customers is she prefers to target ladies market, because she said, very, in a very humorous way, if I can settle the wife, I definitely can get to the husband, So do you agree with that? If yes, type 1, type a like, So she said she likes to work with the ladies, especially the wives, the girlfriends, If get them on board, most probably the husband's business, the partner business is not so far away. Now, based on her sharing, majority of, she said when she comes across a commercial fire, a lot of the customer already got fire insurance. So what she go do is she will write on existing policies. She will take the customer's policy and do a policy review. And her aim is to provide the better one, the one that they already have. So she wants to add value to the customer so that, don't worry, peace of mind, your business that you spend so much money investing in it is properly protected and you do not need to worry. And if there's any, problem coming out or issue coming out, she always welcomes, any problem, just come to me, I help you solve the claims. Even though if you're not my customer, doesn't really matter. Since you come to me for help, I will offer you my help, So that is her way of technique when she, she do her business. And she will always emphasize on business interruption. So here is one agent, Madam Gui, which she will try to always emphasize on business interruption coverage to the business. She will normally, the question she will ask is, how much is your monthly revenue to the customer? If anything happens, minimum, how many months do you need to be covered in order for your business to fully be reinstated, or maybe the repair works need to be done? Let's say 2 to 3 months. Is it enough for you to stand by, for your business to recover? If not, business interruption coverage is very important. So now, like for example, I'm going to share with you one of the key messages from Madam Gui is her advice to all of you, the new agents who want to come into this business. And her way is, her message is, let me move out from the way. Do not be afraid. Best way is to learn from the market. What does this mean? Madam Gui said, nobody can learn everything before you go to the market and sell to the customer. Nobody can learn everything. We are not perfect. So learn the basics, learn the fundamentals, learn the benefits, go to the customer and learn from the market, because the customer is the best place for you to learn. Okay, and with that, I'm going to give you a short clip from Madam Gui giving you that advice. Can you advise us on that? Why you're not so worried about this part? Because some agents say, I need to know everything, then only I sell.
For for anyone, you can't know everything first before you go into the market.
Okay.
You try to know the basic one. The basic one. From there, and then you go into the market. Like swimming lah. So people tell you how to swim. You cannot. You go into the pool. You swim first, and then you got sun or you got the water go into your nose or mouth. Then you learn from there again. Let's say you got obstacle. So then you learn again. You come back and learn again. Then not all the clients are so clever one. So some of them they also with you just simply talk to them, they can accept already. But some they are very how to say the client, they are very knowledgeable one. They want to ask you more, so you don't need to answer. You take down whatever. Then you come back and ask. So from there you can learn from them also one. So you don't need to afraid one. You don't need to learn everything. Like me myself, I can't say that I know everything also. So most of the time I need to come back to the company and ask them like Hong, okay, why this, why that? So they brief me. So I go back to that.
All right, so what have you got so far? You've heard about Madam Gui and also from Haji Rizwan. Both of those are displaying confidence to engage any business owner in a conversation to help the business owner to protect themselves from potential loss when something goes wrong. Okay, so you saw that. Now we've got somebody else we want to talk to you, and I'm sure you remember her, Winnie Tan, one of my favorite agents in the world. Yeah, so what I like about her is she came from humble beginnings, and now she has got a business which is on par with some of the best in this country. Right? And one of the great things about her is that she's remained humble, and a passion for insurance, it really comes through every time she gets an opportunity. It's wonderful to see. And her goal is always to serve people with care and sincerity. With care and sincerity. Think about that. And what she's actually done, which is absolutely amazing, is she has built a business from driving the lorry, as you see there, all the way now to establishing a business which is trying to serve the community. And the way he's trying to serve the community is trying to bring the insurance to the people and also get the people to come into her office and engage in meetings and their normal things that they do on a daily life, or they meet their friends, etc., so they can understand insurance better. So she's really integrating all of that. So really, we've seen a massive change in her life story in insurance. But what did she have to say about Allianz Business Shield? Well, she said she grew her business through what we call fast and easy service. So the way she did that was she recruited staff to help her to deliver the service fast and make it easy for people to get the coverage they need. It's absolutely central to what she is doing in terms of building the insurance business for businesses. Okay? So remember this, right? So you're going to be dedicated to trying to make a difference to the business that you are engaging. Okay? Now, she says that every opportunity, her staff do the cross-selling. They cross-sell with motor, they cross-sell with P-lines, and they, of course, they try and engage as many of the lines of business or as many policies they can for the business that they're trying to protect. Okay? So always, she says, treat people with respect, treat their staff with respect, and what happens is sometime in the future, they will come back to you when they need help or when they need insurance, and you will always win. Okay? So one of the strengths that she offered is the one-stop center. Now, some of you are in a position to do that. You are looking to grow, and here's a good example of someone who was able to do that. Okay, what else can we say? Just remember, she also says, people may not buy from you now. Remember that. But they may well come back to you in the future. So this is building things for the future. And she's always challenging herself. And this is something that, if you are relatively new in this business, you want to think about. Be willing to go out there and do risk surveys. Be willing to go out there and talk to businesses. Walk into restaurants and try and talk to the manager. Do those things. Don't be afraid, because once you start to engage, then you have a chance to do a quotation. When you do a quotation, you have a chance to get that business. So this is the overall story that she wants to tell you. Okay, so I understand there's a video for you to watch. So
always, or I have the curiosity, like something that people don't want to do. Maybe sometimes the agent will feel very mafan. What is that? Cover for the night market? Cover for the alley? Then the circus is a very high risk. Who want to cover?
Yes.
But as agent, I would like to explore. Then I would like to know why they don't want. As agent, I try to understand. Try to go for a site survey.
Okay.
Then to understand. Is it really is a high risk locations for insurance company?
Okay.
Let's try our best to get some photo, ask some questions from customer, then try to submit to our insurer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not 100% will get approval, but we as an agent we try our best to help on our customer. Means that the customer really want to transfer the risk. But if we didn't try, we just straight away reject. Circus, I don't want to do. I don't want. I cannot. Alley. No need any insurance for alley. Why need to cover insurance for alley? No insurance.
So can I say basically a customer comes to you say, I want to do this, and at that point of time,
Yeah, I would say I will try my best.
Try.
Yeah, I will try
so you
my best.
collect all the information and go
Yes,
and sit down
yes.
with the insurer and say,
Yeah,
what can do?
why customer want, and then ask for the risk improvement. If you think have the risk on this area, I will request customer and I will get discussions with insurance company saying that customer quite okay with our conversations with customer. I think we get a try, see whether we can quote or not. Then anything you want or any suggestions that insurance company needs to accept the risk.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that was Winnie Tan sharing about how she went and looked for unique risk when it comes to the commercial area. So ladies and gentlemen, just want to know, are you getting value from today's session itself? If you are getting value, type VALUE. Yes, type value in the chat box if you've been getting value so far from the sharing that's been done by the team. Yeah, because there's so much insights from just now Haji Rezwan to Miss Madam Goi and then Winnie Tan. So I hope that it's been giving you some good insights as well as practical value to how you can improve your business. So now, the next person that I'd like to bring forth is none other than Zakir Hussain. Yes, so guys, this is somebody who was fairly phenomenal because among all the agents that we interviewed for ABS, this is one person who is in the cold canvassing market. I mean, this is a guy who said, anywhere he goes in Malaysia, whether business or leisure, he'll always try to make friends and, approach people in regards to their insurance. In fact, this is one gentleman who also shared with us many techniques on how he breaks the ice when it comes to the commercial side. Example, if he goes to the restaurant, he will always talk to the cashier and say, hey, you are the boss, right? And often they say, hey, no, I'm not the boss. Boss is not here today. Then he will just have a simple opener by asking, oh, by the way, can I talk to your boss regarding the benefit for staff insurance? Because I'm actually an insurance agent and I want to give something that's beneficial to you. So that's when he has managed to put in the value towards the staff, and it creates a higher tendency for the staff to refer him to their boss. This is something that he said 30 years doing cold canvassing, never once he got chased out of the shop. Think about that, guys, because, everything he's been doing, even though he's been cold canvassing, he's always talking about value, value, value. And if he was able to speak to the boss, what does he say? We have benefits that can compensate for your loss. Remember like the pandemic that happened last time. What happened? Did you suffer any loss yourself? And this was one thing that many business owners can relate to, especially 2 years ago. We couldn't open our business and such. So can I have 10 to 15 minutes of your time, no obligation, to just share with you of what you can actually get. And if I break my promise to you, the policy that I'm going to advise for you is free. I was like, wow, I mean, this is a guy who has real confidence in what he was saying and how he shares it. But just to take away from this message here, guys, I think one of the aspects that we did get to learn from Zakir, especially when it comes to, how he does cold canvassing, is number one, just go ahead and speak up and talk to them, because he said it takes your time to explain the benefits of ABS, just to create awareness. And what he finds it is they always are very appreciative of the knowledge he says. And one more thing that he also did mention was the fact that cold calling is never hard, especially when you do something really special called planting seeds. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to type that word right now in the chat box called planting seeds. Type the word SEED right now, okay? And I'm going to bring him again to share with you about what he meant by planting seeds. So here's a video by Encik Zakir Hussain. Zakir, because I remember there was one time a particular agent did ask for advice on kickstarting this business. And you did talk about planting seed.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing with us about this planting seed idea?
Okay. The most common mistake of the agents field force is actually what they do. They want to harvest without planting a seed. This is what I have observed in my 30 years experience.
Okay.
And normally they have all the reason to say the excuses like even the Corona time.
Yes.
Lockdown. But I saw so many Alliance Medicare policies.
Okay.
So that time was what the Alliance Care individual. Okay.
Yes, I like her.
So what you have to find this. A good businessman has always have to find a way to how to increase the business, not to decrease the business.
Okay.
So in this area, plant a seed means you don't expect everything will happen on the same day. Today you go approach the customer. Today also they will buy. Today also they will give the check. It won't happen. So you have to plant the seed. So many people you plant the seed. Then eventually you will get one by one. Sometimes you have no time to service also. It will happen like this.
Yes.
So your first priority is to plant a seed, whether you plant a seed or not, whether you plant the idea of insurance to the client or not. Then only you can expect the harvest. Then only you can expect the closing.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, here I am again for the quiz. I hope you have gotten a lot of values from all of the fantastic agents that they have shared in the previous videos. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since everyone is asking you to type something in the chat box, I also want you to type something in the chat box. Do you want to win something today or not? If you say yes, then just write ONG in the chat box, ONG, ONG, because you want to increase your chances of winning. So just say ONG because you're going to win the 50 ringgit e-voucher. So once again, we're going to give you another rules, another reminder of today's winners for the quiz is that it will be chosen randomly by the computer. So not because you are fast or not because you are slow. As long as you answer the question, you have the chance of winning. Okay, quiz 2, popcorn muncher. Without further ado, okay, I didn't need to be. Okay, so there is no need for branch underwriter approval for ABS policy, which means the agent can issue the policy on the spot using the SAT system. Is this statement true or false? It's a very simple question, very simple. A lot of ong there in a chat box I see. So there is no need for branch underwriter approval for ABS policy, which means the agent can issue the policy on the spot using the SAT system. Is the statement true or false? Let me give you a tips, okay? The answer will surprise you. Okay? So, no need for branch underwriter approval. Can issue the policy on the spot. Sounds too good to be true, or is it? There's a lot of questions coming in, a lot of answers coming in. The computers are generating.
It's a 50-50 chance.
50-50 chance, yeah. That's Andrew, by the way. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the winners are out. But before that, let me give you the answer. It's true. You do not need branch underwriter approval for ABS policy. Yeah? So you can issue the policy on the spot using the SAT system. Now let me announce the winner. I think the computers understand what Ong means because the first person is Ong Yi Kiat. Woohoo! The person with the surname Ong just Ong the 50 ringgit today. Congratulations to you. And the second winner is Fazrina Jani. Woo! There. Congratulations, Fazrina. And the third one is Guat Hun Lee. Very happy for the three of you. You just got 50 ringgit of Grab food voucher, and all you have to do is once again PM Dania Chu, the admin, and then your agent code, your email address, and also your mobile number. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to pass the session back to the boss to further today's sharing.
Thank you. I saw some of you typing there Ong, others typing OMG. I think you made a mistake there slightly. Okay, great to see people participating in the quiz. Now guys, so far what you have seen is, then you saw, who was next? Madam Gui, and then it was Winnie. And then finally Zakir Hussain. All four are showing an enthusiasm, a desire to make a difference with Allianz Business Shield. So you've got to make that start. Right, so now I want to introduce you to someone who has built another way of winning business, and this is really, really valuable way to do this. So we go, his name is Ong. You remember Ong Han Tiong? I'm sure you do. He was very bubbly and lively fellow, and when he came to us with his experience, we thought, wow, this is someone you must listen to. He's got some great ideas. One of the things he shared, which I really want to remind you, is that he said 8 out of 10, that's 8 out of 10 business owners are not happy with their current agent. That is his impression, his real experience. So what does that tell you? It's an opportunity for you as a new agent or an experienced agent to go and talk to businesses. They might say, I'm already insured, I already have fire insurance for my building, I already have fire insurance for my stocks. Then there's a beginning of a conversation. Offer to give them a quotation. And he's found that by offering to give a quotation, he's been successful many, many times. So it's a starting point for change for you. Try that. And I think really that was a really good insight he gave us. He also said, look at startup businesses. Businesses who've just started recently. And most of them don't consider or think about insurance because they're worried about other aspects of starting the business. So this is something that you can help them to think about. And this could be the beginning of change for them and to start their insurance policies. All right. So now, what was really strong about Ong was his ability to connect people. So over the years, what he has done is built a reputation for solving people's problems. How? Well, most businesses have problems. We all have problems, of course. I'm sure, I laugh about it, but it's a serious thing. We all have problems in terms of trying to achieve our goals. But businesses in particular, they need support. So they need support from the banking industry for loans. They need support from the legal industry for situations they might find themselves in. They need support from many aspects for suppliers looking for customers. So there's a whole range of challenges that businesses face. What Ong says is that I can help them. And the way I help them is I build some very strong connections in the outside world in terms of professionals that I can bring to my business owners. And when I recommend those professionals, it's easy for them to solve their problems, and therefore they become grateful to me and they give me the insurance business every time. And when I sit down and talk to them, the trust is there for them to start discussing new aspects of their business. And one of the key things is that I help my clients to grow. So if you help others, they will respond in kind to you. They will help you to grow. And that is his way of thinking, his way of building his business. He's got a very solid business he has built over many years. So it's a beginning of change for you if you're just starting out. but also for those of you already in this job for some years, you can think about the connections that you have, the strength that you have. You can use that strength, okay? Now, see, he also has other things that he uses. He says he has partners in the banks. He's got 5 major banks. And at any time the business needs a loan, he can call upon these guys to help him, okay? So he's done this many times. Okay, so another message, again, we're repeating the message. They're all saying the same thing. Don't be afraid. Go to the market and approach people. Remember, people buy from people. If they trust you, which shouldn't be difficult because you are in this business so sincerely, I believe that all agents are trying their best to make a living, but also at the same time to do this job sincerely, then they will respond in kind. So let's listen to a few words that Ong said to us in the last time we saw him on this screen, here with me and Andrew. There we go. From your main business here, the corporate customer that you have.
Because I got a lot of customers. Yeah. Maybe some of the friends will ask me, hey, I will look for something like this. Then I come to his shop, I look, hey, you got this, so how do you get this? Maybe I can refer to that client. Who do you get the cheapest price for him?
So you're connecting them to increase their business.
Yeah, definitely.
And therefore, you're finding the suppliers, other businesses for them to service.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do this consciously? Do you have a map somewhere? Do you have, do you draw this out or
my job is to be sitting there.
Yeah.
My job is to be sitting there. I didn't draw a map.
No, but I'm just thinking. So in your mind, you're already thinking.
Yeah. Maybe some of the business owner, they have a shop to rent out.
Yeah.
Then other is looking for a place, then I will recommend to them.
Okay.
So it's about every time.
You don't take any commission for that.
Okay. So unless they buy insurance for me.
Yeah,
then
of course.
They rent the place. Buy insurance for me.
Yes.
Then moving to the new shop, you need CCTV or alarm. I will introduce another guy to you.
To do the alarm.
Then you get the code compare the price. Right. If you like it, you do it.
But you only select the ones you believe are good suppliers. So that is really important for you.
For me, yes.
Because they reflect your brand.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because what you recommend, your customers will say yes.
Yes.
Because they trust you.
Yes.
Trust is key.
Yes.
But I think the most interesting part is every time he visits people, visit his customer, he take the initiative to, don't talk about insurance, talk about something else and say, this one I can recommend somebody to him. This one I can recommend. So it's not like, today, dear Mr. Customer, today we're going to talk about this insurance, blah, 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 blah. Okay, bye-bye, thank you. Run off. He actually stayed back, in his interview he shared with us, he actually stayed back, get to know the customer more, what has been happening, Then he purposely find the opportunity to give value.
Yes.
So he has to do that conversation bit, so to know more than other than insurance. If not, it's very hard for him to even recommend somebody.
Yes.
All right, so guys, we've been sharing a lot of agents' views and a lot of values that they create for their clients, from Haji Rezwan, who has managed to build from his community. Then we also had Madam Goi, who was the expert of connecting and networking among her customers. Then we also had Winnie, who built a one-stop center for all her customers to come to service them. And then we also had Encik Zakir Hussain, who was the co-specialist, and Mr. Ong, who has managed to connect his clients together and add greater value to them. So, who's going to be the next person that I'd like to bring forth? Okay? And I think for many of us who have seen him before, this is the person who loves lazy agents. Yes, lazy agents is none other than, of course, Mervyn Lai. Yes. I think this is a very phenomenal gentleman. I think he comes across really professional. And for many of you who did see his live show itself, can I get you to please type Mervyn in the chat box? So just want to know how many of you did get to see him on the live show itself. Yes, this is the guy who has joined us last year on the Passport to Success, where he talks about how he advocates personal accident for his clients. And this year, he joined us on the Allianz Business Shield. Now, one of the great things that he did share about his approach was the fact of how he profiles himself in the eyes of his potential prospects. You know, he said, I never do cold canvassing. You know, I never need to find new businesses anymore. Referrals keep coming to me. And we dwelt into how he does that. And one of the great things was the fact of how he fact finds. You know, I mean, he was just using things like Google, Map, go to Facebook, find out a bit more about the client before he actually makes the appointment. And if he gets a referral, he always gets the contact to talk to them first before he calls them up. I mean, think about that, yeah, guys. It just alleviates your position to a higher place when it comes to talking to potential prospects. And when it comes to the meeting, you know, he will always do a bit of fact-finding. I don't know what I can do for you, but, you know, this person said I can help you. So let me just find out some questions about how we can go about it. You know, I think this is really a very straightforward answer, straightforward fact-finding. And he did say about asking some disturbing questions. Yeah. So guys, remember about disturbing questions. What if this thing happens to your business? What if you have to close down to, you know, COVID-19 situation? And this is where he is able to consolidate the policies that you probably are buying already and make it much more affordable. You know? And one thing I have to say which really stood out in terms of what he shared was the fact that you don't really have to remember everything. I mean, he just says, you just need to know a bit more than your client, because nobody who's non-insurance will know better about insurance compared to you. And I think that's something which really was profound in my eyes, because, you know, sometimes when I meet many agents, I interview them, we always have this lack of confidence within ourselves to advocate the message to our clients. But he said, don't have to. Just know a bit more and you will be able to sound like a professional just like me. I think that's something that he mentioned that lah. Okay? So one of the statements he did say to us, guys, clients, you know, you don't know, meet them and ask disturbing questions, especially to make them feel like, you know what they have is not enough. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here's Mervyn Lai and what he has to say on the session itself. Situation where you really quoted all, but the client just said, I only want fire.
Of course.
Yeah. So
of course. Then, look, fire policy can only do so much.
Yes.
Of course, you put in all the perils, you cover flood, you cover, you know, bursting and overflowing water pipes, you can even cover pipe repairs and all that as part of the fire. But people don't see many things. For example, if you see a restaurant or an office with a lot of glass, plate glass cover. Restaurants, you have cash. Don't you want to cover cash? There's no other policy that covers cash except cash policy. So don't you want to put this in an extension, right? So you're gonna ask because they don't know that they don't know.
Yes. Agree. They actually don't know.
Then after they meet you, then they become next level. They know that they don't know. Right?
They don't know. Yes.
Right? They know that they don't know because of you.
Yeah.
And then you help them to know that they know.
Yes.
Yes.
After they sign up with you.
Wow.
Hey, so just now you just heard from Mervyn Lai, you know, he said, you know, I always like the term disturbing question. You disturb your question's mind with questions that will make them think, you know, oh, they don't know. So after hearing the questions, you know, oh, now I know I don't know, you know. So I do encourage you to go and view the full live session. If you just miss it, maybe you just miss it. Remember, just search through the Allianz General Training Facebook group and search for the video on the August of 16. Okay. So now, next one, you know, and the last one that I'm going to showcase to you is Mr. Andrew Heng. Okay, same name with me. I'm Andrew Chong, he's Andrew Heng. Okay, so he is my teacher. So we call him the technical expert advisor. Technical expert advisor. How many of you have saw him before on the live? Yes, type yes. If you miss it, type no. You know, it doesn't mind. You know, if you want to view it, go to September 27th video, just a few weeks ago, and you have a look at it. Now, what is so unique with Mr. Andrew Heng? So, he comes from a very humble beginning. His English at first is not good. So, you know, all the insurance policy is written in English, you know, even the policy wording, the brochures, you know, majority of them are in English. And, you know, when he started, he shared with us, says, my English is really not that good. But he self-taught himself English, you know, by buying a dictionary, you know, checking through. He still shared with us how he built up his technical knowledge about the products that is out, like motor policy, like P-lines, like commercial policies, burglary, is he took the policy wording, put the dictionary beside and checked line by line. That is how he learned his technical knowledge about the product. And through that also, he also self-taught himself English. And nowadays, you know, his English is really good, really fluent, you know, it's very understandable. And just to show you, you know, in how he does ABS, he is one of the few agents that when he proposed the policy to the customer, it's like minimum 10 coverage there. You have the fire material damage, you have the burglary, you know, maybe all risk, electronic material damage. So he's like offering the full package to the customer. And so far, his track record is 162 policy of ABS alone. Not talking about the standard commercial fire or other standalone commercial policy. Just Allianz Business Shield alone, he closed more than 162 policy. Do you think it's a good achievement? It's a great achievement? Type great in the chat box. Is it a great achievement? Okay. So just to share with you how he does it, because he knows that language may be a slight issue for him, you know, and in ABS, there is so many information. There are more than 20 over coverage, you know. It's very hard to remember when you talk to the customer. So what he did was, he took all the important information and put it in a PowerPoint. So now I just need to follow the PowerPoint that I do, you know. So I make sure I cover all the key areas with the customer. And, you know, just in case I forgot, the PowerPoint also will remind me what to talk about it. But he said the one thing very important when you create your own PowerPoint before you present to the customer is try to package all the information in the PowerPoint so that make it simple, make it easy for the customer to understand. Because you have to understand and you remember one thing, your customers, majority of them are not insurance trained. They technically do not have in-depth knowledge about insurance. They may know one or two, but not in-depth as compared to you. So make it simple for them. So he has a way when he talks to business. He has talked to SME customers before. He has talked to public listed CEO companies before. So now, first, let me show you how he does it. He has this 4-step approach. The first one, he will always, you know, when he talks to the customer, first, he will prompt the customer to think about the shop or business environment. If it's a restaurant, he will prompt the customer to think about the risk in the restaurant environment, okay? Or if it's a retail shop, or it's a warehouse, he will do it accordingly. Number 2, he will always prompt cash involved in the business. Because what is the fundamental of business? Is to register a company, open up, sell something in order to generate money. So there are cash involved in the business. So money in premise is very important. Money in transit is very important. And nowadays, due to COVID pandemic, nowadays more and more people use e-wallet. So now electronic material damage also becomes very important because a lot of people are using the electronic device to scan for the e-money. Okay? And then the third one he will always prompt is loss of profit. Nowadays, anything can happen to the business, flood, fire, you know, all of this. And, you know, it will force closure or temporarily force your, the business to not operate for a certain time, maybe 1 or 2 months or 3 months. So do you have the money to sustain? So that is the third thing he will prompt the customer. And the last one he will prompt the customer is expansion. He will always try to ask the question, do you plan to expand your business? Why this way? Because in his experience, when he talked to the customer about this, the customer will always, majority of the time say, I don't want to expand now because if I open another outlet, I do not have somebody I can trust to operate the other outlet. Okay, now I don't have enough people to operate the other. He said, no worries. Why are you scared? He said, I scared the people, you know, the other one not trustworthy. No problem. In insurance, there is this thing called fidelity guarantee. Your business is protected. You can just focus on expanding your business. So a lot of his customers said, wow, never knew that insurance got fidelity guarantee that can cover that. So a lot of his customers start to expand their business, open outlets, branches, one after another. And every new branches open is a new policy to Mr. Andrew Heng. Do you think this is a good strategy? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes, type yes in the chat box. Okay, so you see he is a pure strategist, technical expert advisor. His technical knowledge is really good and he takes time. So what is the key message here? The key message here is be the professional. Okay, be the professional. You know, you just go and approach anybody. Don't be scared. You are, no matter whether your English is good, your language is poor, or language is very proficient, you are who you are. You are a professional insurance agent. You have spent so many hours in training. Of course, your knowledge is going to be higher than the customer. Be proud of that. This is a very highly professional profession. Okay, so be yourself, pack all the information, keep it simple, keep it nice, keep it understandable for the customer, and you know, just put it in the PowerPoint and present it if you worry you cannot remember everything. So let me show you the video that we have prepared for you for his highlights during that day.
Advice would you give to people who are joining us here, who are watching, and they haven't started with ABS, they haven't really got going, they're new to this business? What advice would you give them so they can get started?
So the one thing is, just I think Andrew, okay, I'm saying that I'm not very well in the English, right? So I think the whole section you guys know, right? My arm cannot.
Your English is very good. I love it. I love it.
Is his English understandable?
Okay, but I can do it. Of course, you guys can do it. Don't worry about it. Okay.
We can't hear you. Can you do it again just one more time?
I'm saying I can do it. Okay, I can do it. You guys also can do it. Because I cannot speak well the English. I need to meet the listed company, their CEO.
Yeah.
And so-called like, if you couldn't understand the Mandarin, I also can try to speak in the English to get you to understand more.
Okay,
so
brilliant.
It's an easier one. Then the second thing that is like me, if you don't know how to present your product, right, you will just make it at a PowerPoint. So you follow by your PowerPoint to present your product. I think this is quite easy, right?
Okay.
Wonderful. Yeah.
This seems to be the theme of the day. When we speak, there's no sound. I think there's just something, you know, just want us to stop talking or something, but I'm not going to let them stop me. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say something. I would like to thank each and all the agents to come on here to share their valuable opinions, and also thank Farouk, Andrew and JT for asking the questions. So always remember, asking the right questions will get you somewhere. And me, by asking questions, is going to get you a prize. So you see the importance of asking questions. So without further ado, let's move on to quiz 3, which is Sunset River. So, what is the fire consequential loss benefit in the ABS policy? There are a lot of people who say con loss, con loss, con loss. So what actually is fire con loss? A, the benefit pays the principal sum insured upon fire damage to the building and contents. B, the benefit provides hospital income to the insured person if they are injured within the insured premises. And C, this benefit covers the loss of profit upon business interruption due to fire or other extended perils covered under the standard fire policy. So, which is the answer, ladies and gentlemen? I would say this is quite a very, very simple question. What is fire con loss? It's a little bit too long to repeat, but I just repeat one more time, paraphrase it. They pay the principal sum insured, they provide hospital income, or they cover loss of profit during business interruption. I see all the answers are coming in. It seems like the Sunset viewers' questions is easier than the previous two. Everyone is knowing the answer to this. Okay, so answer is coming in, answer is coming in. Actually, I'm so glad when I speak and then you guys say no sound, no sound, no sound. That means you want to hear me. I'm so touched. The winners are being announced one by one. One by one. Okay, now we have 3 winners, but before that, let us see the answer of today's question. The final question, the answer is C. The fire con loss means the benefit covers the loss of profit upon business interruption. So remember, con loss is, it covers the business interruption. If you want to buy the fire con loss benefit, you must also have an audited financial account. So it's a little different from IRB and Profit Shield. Remember that. So let's announce the winner of the day. We have the number 1 winner, Elvin Ho. Woo! Elvin Ho, congratulations. And second one is Azlina Abdullah. Azlina Abdullah, woo! And the third one is Hairani 80. So let me announce the winners again. Elvin Ho, Azlina Abdullah, and Hairani 80. So all you have to do is text Dania through your agent code, your mobile number, and also your email address. Now with that, we have come to the end of our session. And now is the time for me to be quiet because there are more VIP person coming in. Oh, there you go, the man in black. I need to get my glasses.
All right, so guys, how is it? I hope you've been getting great value in terms of the sharing itself. If you're getting great value, ladies and gentlemen, type the word "great" in the chat box so that we know that. Yes, great in the chat box if you're getting a lot of value in the session itself.
You must see how JT go to the camera and look at me, focus at me.
This is failed Men in Black, This one don't know how to scan the person.
I never knew.
The Men in Black.
Okay. We want to see the chat box. We want to see the chat box. What is this going on? Give us a love, give us a like. Do you think today's sharing is valuable? Do you learn something new today? Okay, we are going to do a summary. But now, just to inform you, let's cut down a bit because you're blocking the way. Okay, now for the finale session, which is happening on the 25th of October, which will be our last session for Passport to Success. Okay, and just to share with you, how do you thought about Andrew Heng? Just now, the last person we shared, Andrew Heng. Is it good? Give us a type good in the chat box. Is it good? Andrew Heng sharing. The last person just now. Is it good? Okay, now why I emphasize that?
Why? Because his name.
My name.
Andrew likes Andrew, of course.
Okay. Just to inform you what is going to happen on the 25th of October is Mr. Andrew Heng, which is based in Johor Bahru. He has agreed to come to KL to appear live in this studio for all of you and to share again, because Mr. Andrew Heng said that day 1 hour, technically 45 minutes, he said not enough for him to share, So he's okay, he already agreed, he already arranged his time. He said, I will be in KL for this session. And then he will share it with you.
I think it's more than that, Andrew, because he's preparing some special stuff for you as well.
Yeah.
So he said to us, give me some time, I want to put some stuff together and then come into the studio and really try and help. So I'm supposed to go in front of the camera. Right, so this guy is not afraid, and why do I keep going off the camera? What's going on? Right, so better take these off as well. So sincerely, he's someone that you want to watch again. He's got lots of great tips and great ideas. He's not afraid to try and enter into premises and ask for business without any worries at all. And he said, really, you've got to help customers being businessmen, to understand, because they really don't understand about insurance. And really, you need to have something put together. They can share the highlights all the potential issues that they could have, and that raises the awareness, and that leads to business. Okay.
So just make sure, put it in your calendar now. This is Passport to Success Alliance Business Shield, the last session for this year. And it's going to happen on the 25th of October. Okay?
Yes, exactly.
25th of October.
Right.
Okay? 25th of October.
Yep.
Okay? So we see you there. This is our last session for, as I repeat, this is the last session for this year for Passport to Success.
Yep.
And we have Mr. Andrew Heng, who is preparing something very special, and he will do it live in KL, in
Yes.
this room,
Yep.
together with us for you. So I think until we see you again, my name is Andrew.
I'm Farouk.
I'm JT.
I'm MC.
And we are from Rebel Road!
So we see you on the 25th of October. Bye bye. Give us
See
a
you.
love.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I feel like a boy band today.